So hi guys, today we will be doing this SharePoint training basic session 1. These are the agenda for the day that I'll go through that I've already written. Now just be aware that today we are going to work on this modern design template that I have written here, which is a Office 365 and modern template. Now Office 365 gives us two type of template. One is like a modern template also have like two sections to it. One is a team site, one is a communication site. So today we'll be mostly dealing with the communication site, and that is the site we are using mostly today. So without much wasting time, let me start with it. So I'm coming to the introduction. Why I want to give you the details, because first I need to make you understand a bit of what exactly we are going to do, and then I'll go hands-on, show you everything one by one. So I just need to give a background check to you guys. What is a SharePoint? Like SharePoint, as you guys know, but let me explain you again, is a web-based uh, platform that which is integrated with Microsoft Office, and which actually is very important because it is highly configurable and it can be used for various purpose among the organization. So it's not only like we create a site out of it, but we can actually create a lot of applications. We can use this as a document management system, as a storage system, because it has its own version history as well. Be aware. So we can actually, if we have done something wrong, we in a site or in a document, we can actually track back and go to the section which was the right version of it, and we can actually reinstate the same again back. So we have that document management system in this SharePoint. So that is very useful. So people really use this a lot for that. Now, another most important part of SharePoint is creating applications. So SharePoint is capable of creating a lot of different kind of applications, but we today will deal with the first thing, that is the first part, that is the intranet sites. So this is the agenda for ours today as a basic course. So we are going for the intranet sites. Now, what exactly is the advantage of this SharePoint? Why we're not going to do this with Drupal or other stuff? Now, the advantage of SharePoint is directly connected with Office 365. That is the biggest advantage. So, due to which it's a Microsoft product. So, obviously, what happens is directly connected with Power Apps, InfoPath, and then Microsoft Flow, Microsoft Forms, and as well as Teams. So that really helps and make our work easy day in and day out, because all are connected. So you understand, as it is connected, things become very easier across platform. So I'm going for the next slide. Now, before I start with hands-on division, so what I thought is first to make you give a understanding how a SharePoint site or a SharePoint page look like and what is the structure of the page. Because if you do not understand this structure, is very difficult for making a wireframe or a framework for a site or like a page. So you see, like our SharePoint is actually divided into three column or three grid structure. I've written here clearly three grid structure. So the three grid structure means, you see, this is a grid, this is a grid, and this is a grid. So maximum this page of 100% width can be divided into three grid. So that is like three columns like this. So either you can use the entire column, which is 100% of the particular site. You can make it three column structure. You can make it two column structure as I have used here. So you have to understand, it can be one column, it can be three column, it can be two column, but not more than three columns. So that you have to understand and add here. So if there is something with four columns, I'm so sorry, you cannot do it like that in SharePoint with four columns. So I have to use maximum three columns. In that case, we divide things into two columns and then two columns, like two rows of two columns each, and make it four. So it like that. So we need to understand and logically how the structure is, and based on that we like create a flow out of it or create the design out of it. But believe me, it cannot exceed three columns. So you have to plan your site, understand it well, and plan your things accordingly. Now, what is this? The last one that I have given is the right panel. Right panel is something which is a new addition to SharePoint modern template, and this is actually a view that we get in laptop and desktop only, but in mobile this right panel is not visible. So this is not the part of the site, the page. This is an extra column that comes for extra information, but I would say recommend not to put very important information here, because if a person is browsing it through your site through mobile, then this will come at the end, like last. It would be the last part. So hey, if you think this is the most important thing, then people might miss out, because that would be the last row that would be added in a mobile. So you have to understand it well. So I'll make you understand on that as well. Okay, so yeah, understanding this structure. Sorry. Now, look, I have written it clearly. Like, if I have divided or my structured my site like this, as the first to be the hero banner or a image, a big image here, then maybe I have divided my page into maybe mission, vision, values, or what we do, who we are, and like the other anything else. It can be anything else. And then maybe we have some pictures, you have some videos, anything. Now I have written like, look, as per hierarchy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is 7. Because while we are seeing things in mobile, look, this is a desktop view. Now, whenever you see this same site in a mobile, now these are what you see in mobile, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this actually go at the bottom of the page. So be aware, whatever you put here must not be the best or the most important information. It can be a contact information, it can be related links here, it can be something good to know here, but don't put any important stuff here, because that is not going to come here in the mobile view. Okay. So, and one more thing, while you are structuring your content, look, I have clearly written 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like this. So, if you are seeing that here, the logical flow would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So, make sure the hierarchy or the order should be the most important thing here, then here, then here, then here, and flows like this. If this can also be a 3 column, in that case, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, something like that. So it is like this. So you have to understand and you have to place it logically as per the importance or how things should be in order. So this is what I am make you understand by understanding desktop, laptop, mobile view, and making you aware what is the checking the order or the flow of content. I hope this is you have understood what I mean by this. Now let's jump into the site. Now let me see. Yeah. So my next part is actually now I'll be hands-on to the site and I'll get into a SharePoint mode. So I thought before I get into this, I give you a primary understanding of structure, how it works. So I believe now you have get some understanding of what exactly it does. Now I'll get into it. Okay. Now first, let me show you what I'm going to cover now in this particular section. Now, adding and editing a basic web part, introduction to web part, what is a hero web part, what is a image web part, what is a text web part, and what is a quick link web part. We are going to cover this right now, not here in a PPT, but actually in the site. Let's go to your site. So now when you are, say when you have registered a site, you get a site in this format where you have nothing but just a page with a link and nothing else. So you have a site like this, a blank page, there is nothing you can see. I have kept it blank, I have just removed everything so that I can start from scratch and build up a new site in front of you, a new site altogether. Okay, so let me make you understand. This is the home page of the particular SharePoint site. Now the first thing that you have to understand is the permission. So if you have permission of a member or a permission of a owner, then only you can work with the site, because a visitor cannot work. So if you can see, there is a bar here, a gray color bar, where you see this edit button is coming. This is only relevant for the owners and for the members, not for the visitor. They are not going to see this this gray area. This area only is restricted to the owners and editors and the members. Now if you click on this edit, now this page is now has now entered the edit mode. Now you can actually edit this page. Okay, so let me explain you. Look, this is the entire page width that we are seeing now. Okay, so let me. The first thing that you will see here is a hero web part which is already added to your site. So if you click on this, this hero web part is you see it look like this with 5 tiles: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So why this 5 tiles? Because maybe if you have a site with offering where you have sub pages, maybe you have 5 subsections or actually 4 subsections or 3 subsections, you can create those sections from here. Okay, but this is actually using the entire width of the page. So this is the entire width of the page, and this hero tile can actually uh, just get the entire width of the page here fully. Now, what should I do with this and how should I work with this? So first thing, you have to understand how you're flowing your content, how you're drafting your section. So you're going to create 5 sections. One is about, one is reference cases, one is what we do and maybe offerings, and one is contact us. Maybe we are going to create a site like this, a very basic site. So how do we proceed? So we have this hero section with us. So let me start with the hero web part. So this is the hero web part I'm talking about. So whenever you have this hero web part, this 5 section or the 5 tiles come up directly here. Okay, so how to start? So first thing that you'll get is a select a link. So when you click on the select a link, it asks you for a page where you want this. This is a call to action actually, where you want this, when a person clicks on that particular section, where that person is going to land. So either you link it to a page that you already have. Say suppose this was the about page I was creating. So I should have a about page created before that. So I do not have that page right now with me. Then what should I do now? So I just link it to itself. So this is the home page. I link it to the home page. This is just right now for doing it for right now. I'll change that later on. Okay. I say open. So now this is actually linked to this home page. So if I click on this, actually this site will get refreshed and the same page will come up because this I'm only working on the home page. So currently let me first link all of them with the home page so that at least I have something to start with. But when you have pages, you just add like link this to the actual pages. Now I'll start editing one by one and create one by one. So suppose first I want to give a nice image here, and I do not want to write home here. I want to write about us here or welcome to our site here. I just need to write welcome to our site here. How do I do that? So look, in each tile, whenever we hover on each tile, we get a gray area like this, where I have a pencil icon which says edit details. And it's there for the all the sections. Now what I'll do is I'll just hover on this and click on edit details. Now when I click on edit details, this particular tile comes in a editable mode. The click, say if you have clicked on this tile, then this become editable. Now instead of home, you write whatever you want to write, maybe welcome to our site, a very generic word. Now the next thing is I need to give a nice image here. Now what should I do? There is an option. Now whenever you are in a edit mode, you will get, first thing you will get is a title that you have already added. The next thing that you will get is show title in layout. If I check it off, then see this goes off. But I want that. Then I'll check it on. Okay. Now coming to background image. Now if you click on this background image, by default my home page was not having any image, so it haven't taken any automatic selected image. I won't never use this automated selected image. What I'll do is I'll go for the custom image. Custom image actually gives us liberty to add my own image and change it whenever I wish to change it. Don't use this because this can randomly pick any image and which you cannot control. So you have to use this custom image which actually you can control. Now after you have say custom image, you have to say this button called change. Now whenever you click on change, you get an option. So sorry, I just clicked before I explained. You get an option called upload. So click on this upload. When you click on this upload, it opens up your browse area where you get all the images that like your desktop, your picture. If it is something to do with office, then choose something like this, maybe a office environment where you add a photo of a office people, maybe a team members, and place add. So look, as I click on it, now you see this picture is added. Okay, so simple. So now you think I'll be adding more pictures here for maybe this was the welcome or the about, then maybe this I am doing for offering, our offering. Okay. Maybe this is our offering section. Now the same process that you are doing is click on this, choose a nice image that you choose think is going with your good with offering. Maybe we are offering something to do with uh, anything. So let me pick a random image which I think would go good there. Let me add this image. This looks very uh, generic. So now I choose like our offering. Then maybe I have more section. This can be cases. So where we are putting some cases that we have developed or some use cases. Same, I use some pictures here. Maybe this picture looks nice. Then maybe one contact. This can be the contact one. So usually, people like the stakeholder come to us with 4 or 5 main sections. So these are the main section that we are developing. Okay, and this will have their own respective pages. Now, if I click on our offering, it will go to a sub page of our offering. Same for the cases, same for the contact, and so on. Let me quickly add some photos for contact and close it. Maybe this can be a contact photo, for example, and this can be our team. I'm just making something random. These are usually which people like ask us. So I'm just taking a cue from their like what they frequently ask, and I'm just trying to create something like that. Okay, so now you see the page looks nice with nice images. And just one thing, just like when you are putting an image, you make sure that the images light are quite similar. Like, do, say suppose one look in sepia, one is black and white, one is gray, one is very colorful. Do not use image like them. That is going to like it's not going to give you a nice vibes. So what you have to do is you have to think like you have to check the darkness and the lightness of the image, and they look balanced. So yeah, this looks good. So this is fine, but do not use something which is like this are not having very high contrast. Then in that case, do not go for a image which is very high contrast, or do not go for an image which is very low contrast. Then it is not going to keep any parity. So you choose your image wisely. Now a question can come. The user, stakeholder said, "I do not use this. I do not want this image. Please use a different image." Because there are a lot of people which are now visible. So can we change this image? So yes, we can change the image. How do I change the image? Again, you have to go back to this edit, click on this background image. So you have just clicked it from this change. You just need to click it again and choose a different image. So simple. Maybe I use a different image altogether. Okay, so now see, this also looks nice, and I think yeah, this is what the client has given maybe, so we can just use this image as well. This might not be very appropriate because you see the color tones are a bit different, because this actually are warm and this is cool. So you understand, if you know a bit of photography, or you understand image color calibration, this would be considered as cool and this should be considered as warm. But try to have something which is maybe all warm colors or all cool colors. Okay. So now I think now you have understood how to use this hero section. Now somehow they said I do not want these cases right now because these cases are not is I do not have the content for case right now. So can you just hide this for now? But I'll have that maybe in 15 days. So then what you are going to do? Are you going to recreate it? No. So now if you click on this, if you now want to edit this tile, the entire this hero tile, what you have to do is click on this section called this edit web parts. Now if you click on this edit web part, this is going to actually edit the entire web part. Now you see there are a lot of tile options that have been given here. One is tile 5. This is the maximum number of tile that you can have. You can just reduce it to tile 4. So if you make it tile 4, automatically one tile would be vanished. Now, which tile get vanished? Look, the last tile gets vanished. So obviously, what will happen? You just need to make that the say suppose now you want to hide cases. Then what should I do? Now the cases was here. You can actually pull this from this move item and just pull it here. So now this becomes the fifth item. So now as this is the fifth item, you can hide it from here by making it 4 tiles. Look, that is gone. It's not there anymore. And after some time, the client says, okay, now I have that. Please just make it live again. Just simply make it 5. That will reappear. And if you want to just place it here, just swap it back. Okay, so easy. So it's a flexibility of SharePoint that no other CMS has. It's so easy to manipulate and so easy after you know how to manipulate SharePoint. Okay, so I think this is clear to you guys. You can again change back to 2 tiles. 2 tiles will give you a structure like this with 2 tiles, and make it 3 tiles. You can play around like this. Okay? So I believe now you have understood how to use this. Now you can also make it 1 tile, which gives you a big image like this. This is also a very cool way of displaying site. Just believe me, this is one of the very coolest, because this is going to give you a full structure, full image, and then you flow your image. This looks very cool if you can design your site well. Okay, but I would recommend you right now you go with this. Then after you are understood, then you go play around with 1 tile and other tiles. Okay? Now I'll come to the next web part. I'll make you understand how to use text web part. Okay. Now, and yes, obviously the areas, the sections, that's the most important thing. Now, how I'm going to add a text here? There is no option of adding text. How do I add a text? To add a text, first thing you have to do is add a new section. How do I add a new section? Can you see a plus here? It says add a new section. If you click on add a new section, you get a lot of option here. If you remember in when I was discussing, I told you that SharePoint has maximum 3 columns. So you can see 3 columns. You do not have an option called 4 columns. Either you can have a 1 column, you can have 2 columns, you can have 3 columns. Now you can also divide that 100% area of yours either in 1, either in 2, either in 3, or you can make it 25-75 or 75-25. It's your wish. How you manipulate your content, how you structure your content. So currently I'll come to this later on. First, I start with this one column. Now, when I have one column, you see I have an area where I can actually write something, I can do something. But if I try to write, no, I cannot write. Now, then what I have to do? I now have to add a text web part to it. Now, how do I add a new text web part? Can you see a plus icon here? This is where, if you click on it, you get to get all the web parts that are available in SharePoint. But today, in the basic training today, I'm going to show you this web part, and one more. So only two web parts, or only three web parts today we are going to cover. So this is the first web part, or the most basic web part is this text web part. So click on it. So as you click on text web part, now it's your area, guys. You can just type in what you want to write. So now it's like Microsoft Word. It's actually the same API. So it's actually calling Microsoft Word, how we write in Microsoft Word. You can actually do anything here and actually type, have copy paste your stuff from Microsoft Word here over here. So you can directly dump your content from Microsoft Word or PowerPoint directly here. So for sake of not writing anything, I'll just use Lorem Ipsum or the dummy text, because most of the time you'll find the client is not going to give you anything. They are just saying, please put some dummy content, we'll give you the actual content later on, because that is in production, or maybe it's not yet been signed off. So this is the best place from where we take dummy content. So maybe I just took some text from here, or maybe some more from here. And I just paste it here like this. So you see, it's basically it's like Word. We can copy paste, we can change it. Now I'll show you how to structure this better, so that this looks very nicely formatted. So first thing, we need to understand how to add a title or a heading to a particular paragraph. Now, so suppose I'm going to add a heading. So what I need to do is I just push this content below. I just write a heading. Yeah, maybe welcome, or our, maybe mm, about us, for example, our company. Very generic. Now you see that the font size is same. So how I make it a header? This doesn't look like a header. Then to make it a header, just select this part and you get an option here called normal text. Normal text is what we are using here. Click on it. You make this heading 2. Heading 2 is the size that we use for a title. Now look, this looks so nice. Now this has become bigger and this has normal text. Now, then what is the other thing called heading 3, or what is heading 1? Now, while you select it, you get more options like heading 1, heading 2, heading 3. Then why we haven't used heading 1? I'll recommend not to use heading 1 because the heading 1 size is this. So this is the most important thing that we have there. So if we make the same size here, then we are not distinguishing between the main title or main tile and the next level. So this is level 1, or this is heading 1. So I'll say suggest you make this heading 2. Then what is heading 3? Maybe something within our own paragraph we want to write. Maybe now next I want to add mission. Now, mission, and then maybe I have some text from mission for mission. Maybe this is the text for mission. Now, I want to make this mission stand out. So just select this and make this heading 3. So this is part of about, but our size lesser than the main heading. So this is the second heading size that we should use. Same, we can just copy this and maybe mission, and maybe this one. What I did, sorry. Maybe I made this mission. I just made it. You see, this same size is now used. So now how this will actually look if I save it. Now, just making you aware guys, when you are working, you are not going to publish this, because if you publish this, this is go live for everybody, and your like client will, or the if this is a live site you are like working, everybody will see all this blah blah content, so they are not supposed to see this blah blah. So while you are working with the client, or maybe it's not done with QC, do not publish it. Just press this save as draft. So if you press save as draft, you can actually see how the page looks. Now you see this looks beautiful, and this has really nice this carousel like this cascading carousel effects. Can you see this just collapsing inside? And now you see this about section and the mission section and the vision section so clearly, and this looks so clean. Now your stakeholder says, guys, this looks good. Now we just need to change it to not about like this, but I need three paragraphs here or three columns here: mission, vision, and value, or what we do, or who we are, what we do, and like how do we do, or something like that. Then how, not in this three column, but like in three rows, but in three columns. Then how do I do that? Let's see. Then again you have press edit. So instead of this one column, now I divide this into, press this back, this one, this. Now when you have this particular section, this is a section edit. This is called section edit or edit section. If you click on a section edit, this is going to give you these options of two columns or three columns. Now you remember your stakeholder has asked for three columns. Just press three columns. So now see, three columns has arrived. So now you have a text area here, you add one more text area here, and add one more text area here, and just change it to maybe mm, our mission. Maybe our mission is still this. I'll just remove some extra part, and maybe this one is our vision, and this one maybe is our values, and then maybe just paste the whatever relevant content your stakeholder has given to you, making it clean. And yeah, this is normal text, so you have to change it to heading 2. Maybe this looks better. This one also make it heading 2, and then maybe test something again. Remove. So you see now, as your stakeholder asks, now I have saved as draft. Now as you save as draft, your stakeholder can again see back whatever you are doing. So now see, this looks so nice with tiles, then three columns. This is how I'm dividing, like if you remember while I was presenting you this, I was showing you columns like this. Can you understand now why I'm dividing like this? This was the hero section, and now these were the three columns. Now you look what I am doing. This is the hero section, which is this entire one column width. Now these three are three column width. So now if you understand this structure well, you can actually format your page like wonderful. Now maybe your stakeholder now has asked that the CEO has given a nice quotation or something that you have to highlight. How do I highlight something like that? So I come back to edit again. Now I need an area of highlighting my stuff. So now I take one more section from here with one column. Just pardon me, just let me check. there is some extra spaces, so just need to remove them, otherwise this is going to keep that space, so just removing those space. Now suppose I need to give a quotation that my CEO or my stakeholders has given, so I just click on it and press this text, and maybe I press something, anything. Yeah, maybe this is the stakeholder, what stakeholder has given us, or maybe my CEO has, our CEO has given. So this I need to highlight. What should I do? Select and make this H2 first, so that this becomes bigger. Now, while I am clicking on this section edit, this is a separate section, mind it. See how I have divided. This is one full section with tiles. Now this divided into three sections. Now this is again a full column width. Now click on this edit section. You get to see some colors as well. Click this neutral because our brand also support this. So make this neutral. You see there is something, a band created. So which will really look very cool after you have something else in your next section. Now, one more thing you have to consider, like when you are creating three columns like this, do not change back your structure to two column abruptly, because that would look really bad. So this actually works as a filler as well, because after three, again I come back to one. Then again I take a next column, maybe a two column, then my page is divided into this, or maybe my stakeholder has asked that I'll have something as services, some important services here, and maybe some important links or some relevant section here. So now either I make it 50-50 or I'll change it to maybe this one, that is 75 and 25. I'll prefer the 75 and 25 if I am using three column, because see, if I'm making it 75-25, then this actually aligns with this structure, this three column structure. But if I have made it 20, this 50-50, then actually it doesn't actually aligns with anything, because it aligns in the center and there is nothing with center align thing here. So my recommendation is, if you are using three columns, then I don't know how you're going to structure it, but this is good practice. But this also can look good, but make it this structure. Okay. In that case, you divide the page into 75-25. Now in the 75, we are going to learn something new. So let's start with image web part. So my stakeholder asked to add maybe some areas, maybe some images here. Now if I add an image, this is the image web part. If I add an image, the same way, just press upload and just add an image. Maybe just I add a very generic image. Look, this becomes so big. How do I control this? And my stakeholder has asked to add me three images, not one image, because there are three main services that we are going to show here. Then I'm so sorry, I cannot do that using an image, because the image is actually will take the entire column width. If it is 75, it's going to take the entire 75. Now if I move it to this section, which is 25, it's still good. It will take you this 25. Now in that case, if I need to use images with maybe three areas I want to demonstrate. In that case, what I have to do is then divide this page into three columns back and add three images. Maybe one more. Okay, so now you see my page is divided into now three sections with three images. Now you can actually crop these images. You maybe you think that this height is too much. You need to make this height lesser. And what to do? Just hover on this you get this crop option. So using this crop option, you actually can make this uh, height lesser as you might require a less, and then press save so that this becomes shorter in height. Same for this. Make sure all are aligned, and like when you crop, you just make sure that you have cropped like so that all of them are like with same height cropped, otherwise they are not going to look good, believe me. So you just need to just check back 1 or 2 times. When yeah, now this is looking good. And same back here, I just crop it from the top or crop it from the bottom. This is a very random picture. You can easily crop it and save it. So I have now showed you how to use image and also crop the image as per my wish. I think थोड़ा सा छोटा हो गया. I just need to make it a little longer. Yeah. Okay, fine. Now also you can add some text below this, some add captions here, or you can actually add some text here like this, which explain what exactly this. Uh, Maybe I entirely copy this and paste it here, and same paste it here. Maybe same paste it here. Now this becomes service one. This can be anything. I just as I'm just writing myself. This being maybe service, and this being service. Now look how it looks. It looks really nice. Look, we have these styles, we have this vision values. Look, this is looking so nice, the highlighted content. Can you see? And this is again a page relief because we are just moving from one section to another. Look, this is service one, service two. This can be anything, any damn thing. Just I'm just explaining with services. Okay, so I think I'm clear with how to use image and how to use text. Now I'll have 10 more minutes. So I think uh, I stopped here today because I just need to make you understand one more thing with hyperlinks, because I am not going to explain the quick links today anymore because do not have much time today left. But I'll explain you how to hyperlink stuff today in the call right now. So now, if I want to hyperlink this to the offering page or the case page, or I'll show you how to create that sub page that is in my agenda today. So to create a sub page, what you need to do is just hover here where it is written new and just click on it. You get an option called page. While you click on page, I'm just going to create a page for our offering. So I click on this called page. So I'll take this blank page, not the other two. The blank page and say create page. So why I create page, I just name it as our offering. It can be any other page. Now, look, this looks distinctly different from the home page because this is not the home page, this is the sub page. The sub page do not have a hero area, it actually has a banner area. This is the banner area. Now, if you click on this banner area, this is the where edit part for the banner. Now, it will give you some options. The options are image and title, which will give you an option like this. Plain means you are not adding any image, very plain text and more text to come. So today I'm going to use this called image and title. Why? Because I'm going to add an image here. Now what image I'm going to use? Generally we use the same image which actually we use in the home page, so that when a person click on it actually can relate back that he is in the right area. So I just recap what image I have used. I thought I have used this image. So I'll just use the same image back here, and you can reposition the image using this if you want to use this area or just change back to this area. because you cannot increase the height of this particular banner area because this is fixed. You cannot change back. So I have only liberty of this section. So I just need to just use this again to just change back to whichever area is looking good for that particular purpose. Now same, I just again, now this area again is same like we are explaining. You can just click on it and make it 3 column, 2 column. Let's make it this column. Now I have taken 25 and 75, 75 and 25, sorry. So here I add a text. Maybe I'll write all which is related to our offering. Here like more, remove something so that it doesn't look repeated. Now I need to have some bullets here, like some bulleted points which should be hyperlinked. How do I do that? Say, then take a text tool, then write maybe bullet. Copy this. Yeah. Okay. Now just select and make this bullet. So now if you save this, look, this looks like this. You can have more text as very, I just written very. Now you want to add hyperlink to this bullets. Say I want to change, want to link this with something which is maybe another page or some a PDF or maybe a PowerPoint or any Word file or any doc or maybe Ericsson Play. Then what should I do? Then select this, click on this hyperlink. Just type the address here where you want to link it, maybe Google. And sorry, not capital. And you can select to choose open in a new tab. So your page is not refreshed. Actually, a new tab opens. Okay. Now see, this looks hyperlinked. Okay. Now I save it. After I save it, I get this URL because I need this URL of this page because I need to link back to the home page of this offering page. So I select this and go back to the home page. How do I go back to the home page? Look, this from here, you can go back to the home page because this or from clicking on this home page. I haven't explained you this top menu, but I'll do that on the next session. Now I click back edit and go back to the offering section where I just need to, and then what I need to do, there is an option called link. Can you see? Now this is actually linked to the home page. If you remember, I did it earlier. So I just click on this change. And here I paste it. And say open. And that's it. And close it. And save this. So now see, I have the page. I click on our offering. As I click on offering, my offering page is open. So now I have shown you how to just navigate uh, from the home page to this sub page. And maybe we can have a home link here, which actually we click on it and go back to the home page. But we generally do not do that because the home is always exposed in the top menu and this place. So we never need to just create a home like that. Actually, you can click on here as well. So we conclude our session. Okay, so any questions for this session? On the next session, I'll explain you the quick links and the other stuffs.